I just want to come on and answer a lot of questions with my story with the UFE procedure that I had. I hope this kind of help a lot of women out there because I didn't even know about it until I found out about it. Start out by saying that anytime you have any symptoms going on with your body as a woman, your body will tell you. Always get another opinion. It doesn't matter how many doctors you have to see for that opinion, go ahead and get it. I went through at least 3 OBGYNs prior to meeting the gynecologist that I did have. My cycles were regular. However, the pain is increasingly every year getting so bad, like a lot worse. Every time I went to OBGYN's office and I explained to them about my cycle, and every time they pass it off as me just aging, something inside me did not feel right. I never went back to them after that. I just kind of stuck with seeing my PCP. My doctor was like, hey, you're complaining about your cycles and now they're associated with nausea. We want to make sure that you don't have a cyst going on in there that I can't see. She was the one that told me about the few fibroids that she did see. So I went and found the OBGYN. She was Puerto Rican and she was amazing. I barely even ran down the whole list with her about my cycles being the way it was and how painful. She ran a whole blood panel. Also did a new transvaginal ultrasound just so they can have their own results. Come to find out, the story for another day, I had polycystic ovaries without the syndrome, appearance of a PCOS. Again, that's the story for another day because it didn't make sense to me until they explained it. Aside from that, they also found polyps inside my uterus. It was just a cyst. So they were able to do a DNC to get all of that removed and that was taken care of. Also, the PCO was also taken care of with birth control. That's another story for another day. Final step was for me to take care of the fibroid. My only 2 options is a myomectomy or hysterectomy. But she said, if you do get the myomectomy, there's a chance that it might come back in multiples. Excuse me? I'm not getting a hysterectomy. I don't care what results you tell me. I don't care what you tell me. I'm not taking out my mouthpiece. Why are you trying to make me take my mouthpiece out? Give me an option. That's not an option, boo-boo. She said, well, those are the only 2 options. Let me know what you decide. If I'm not having any issues with it, then I'm good to keep it, right? She's like, yeah. However, the fibroids that I did have, converting my uterus into my rectum. I mean, I didn't know that. I mean, I was perfectly fine. I didn't have any kind of discomfort that would make me feel like I need to get it done. I could feel a difference. I don't know. Women that have fibroids, you have a good size enough that you can feel the difference. You can feel how you feel sluggish, slow down, any little thing that hurts your stomach. You're just like, I'm good. Fast forward, I was at one of Shane's appointment. He went to go see a vascular specialist because he was getting vein surgery. So I'm at one of his appointments with him and I'm sitting there in one of the rooms that I happened to look up. I said, what the fuck is that? 6 months later, I'm sitting right there at a vascular specialist office looking up and they do a UFE procedure. UFE stands for Uterine Fibroids Embolization. Inside of me was so confused. I sat there looking at that poster the whole time. I took a video of it and I said, I'm going to ask the doctor about this because there's no way in hell my OBGYN told me the only 2 options is to litia my mouthpiece and to get a myomectomy. After the doctor finished with him, I said, hey, I got a couple questions about that poster. He said, sure. He said, oh, it's really cool, blah, 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 blah. He was going down the list. He said, do you have fibroids? I said, yeah, actually, GYN told me that the only 2 options that I have is a hysterectomy or myomectomy. He was like, oh, no, so this is another option. He was going down everything. He was like, how long ago did you get a transvaginal ultrasound or any imaging? I told him how long ago. He said, oh, I could take a look at it. So he took a look at it. I pulled up my chart and I was like, I got it right here, doc. Can you take a look? Took a look at it. He said, oh yeah, you'd be a perfect candidate for it. Let us know if you want to set up a consultation so we could really go in depth. So I ended up having a consultation with his PA and I was upset. I mean, not with them. I was thoroughly upset. The doctor, I was upset at her because I was like, come on, you told me the only 2 options that I had was a hysterectomy and a myomectomy. So the difference between a hysterectomy and myomectomy for a lot of people that don't know, hysterectomy, yo litia matrizo. Okay. And I am way too young to be having no uteruses right now, especially when my fibroids is not that big. Myomectomy is a small surgical procedure that they do enter and take the fibroids out with the myomectomy. But the doctor did mention with the myomectomy, there's a chance that they're going to come back in multiples. The safest option, honestly, that I found is this UFE procedure. No, I did get it done. I got it done for multiple reasons, not because I was having any symptoms that required me to get it. One of the main reasons why I know insurance is about to go up this coming year, and I was like, nah, we not about to start up at the top of my out of pocket. Anyways, what was the procedure like for me? I'm gonna go through some of the questions. I didn't write all the questions down that you guys were asking me because it was way too much. What they do is they do enter your wrist, and they go through, which I'm gonna put a little picture right here. It explains it so much better. That's exactly what they did. Downtime for me was 1 to 2 weeks. I had a procedure last Monday and today is Friday. If your fibroids is not that big, but it's a lot of them, I do recommend getting this procedure. I have my follow-up on Friday and here we are. Was I scared to get it done? That's a question. And no, I wasn't scared. The doctor that I had was the same doctor that did the surgery on Shane's veins. I would say make sure you get a heating pad. That is what helped me the whole process. I was like, oh, I'm good. Process is gonna be good. Went away for Thanksgiving and I was like, the only thing that actually really fucked me up, to be honest with you, was the constipation. I could not deal with the constipation. All in all, I had a great experience with it, but besides constipation cramps, the procedure was a breeze. It was the best decision that I've ever made. The doctor I had was a goat. If you want to look it up, you can feel free to look it up online. What I did was type UFE procedure, type all the questions you want. You can type UFE procedure. What's the process like? How long is the time frame? What should I expect? You can do all that online. Going in and they're cutting the blood supply. It shrinks until it dissipates and it is gone. I did have somebody, one of my followers, that said that they got it done and then it came back for them, but everybody else that has ever gotten that procedure has told me that they have got this procedure done, they never got it back, and it's the best decision they've ever gotten. I will say that I've made some lifestyle changes. You have to understand what food you're eating that is causing it to grow. I'm like, why the hell I have one fibroid that's growing? Changes in your diet, all of that affects your fibroids. I cannot stress this alone. I do have a follow-up in 3 months, and I'm like, well, how do you know that it shrunk and it's gone? He's like, you'll know. You will know, and you'll come back and you'll let me know. And I'm like, okay, doc. I'm so tired, but I've been working my ass off creating content. Um dia faire avec matrice pour me retirer matrice, mais for something that small, anyway, you know, as I always say, and you know, as I always say, I say I should figure money, and thank you for watching. Bye.